Hi, VELCO Weather Hazards Update. Roger at Weathering Heights Consulting. This is the morning prior to daybreak surface analysis here, and we're showing an area of low pressure that is developing off to the east of North Carolina with a precipitation shield now getting into the New York City area. This is causing freezing conditions on its leading edge, and I'm expecting this to change over to snow and then eventually rain on the valleys, and then basically higher elevations we'll see the wet snow loading prospects, but it looks like it's elevating off the valley floors. But the temperature scheme is such that we have warm Atlantic waters. This is pushing inland very strongly with a easterly flow, and the conditions are such that we're probably looking at a slightly warmer solution to this storm. What does that mean? It means the wet snow loading issues will probably be a little more elevated into the higher terrain, perhaps less geographical area where folks live. Stay tuned on that. Wouldn't make any decisions until we get a good look at what's going on here, but temperatures being very, very marginal make this storm a real forecast problem. Uh, Last night we were looking at deep thunder. Deep thunder indicates that a lot of our local valleys will not see any snowfall, and it'll be mostly across the higher terrain, especially 1,500 to 2,000 feet. That may be taking place. One other note, we do have a little light flurry activity that's moved way out ahead of the storm system. This is coming in off the flow of the Atlantic Ocean. And this light flurry activity is really not a part of the same main precipitation shield that we'll be working in later this morning for areas around Bennington and Windham County, and then quickly spreading northward. And here's a quick look at the high resolution rapid refresh. Looking at temperatures that'll make a continual rise. This is 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Temperatures basically in the mid to upper 20s with 30 degrees in Plattsburgh, 31 even across Highgate, and temperatures across southern Vermont in that 32-degree realm, but holding out 28 degrees in the Connecticut River Valley. And then as we get into 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., temperatures make a rise into the mid-30s. This continues, and it looks like by 12 noon today, we're looking at nearly 43 degrees in Burlington. I'm not sure that that's going to take precedent, but very warm scenario to this storm. It's transitioning even more into rain, which will be problematic for travel due to cold ground temperatures, but perhaps not as much worries for wet snow loading, although I wouldn't make any fast moves in this department either. And here's the high resolution rapid refresh, and what we're looking at is the precipitation shield arriving at 5 o'clock this morning, and by 7 o'clock this morning it's getting into parts of southern New England with primarily heavy rain, even some occasional thunderstorm activity, it looks like, in parts of southern New England. And then the snow begins to spread north and pick up, and as it does, it looks like rain shoots up both the Connecticut River Valley, as well as the Champlain Valley side through the Taconics, and then up into western Vermont, with again the spine of the Green Mountains being mainly the snow loading locations, especially as you get into Orange County, southern Washington County, and points south along the central and southern Green Mountains. This is probably going to be ground zero. This hasn't changed a whole lot except to be elevated off valley floors. By the time we get into 6 o'clock tonight, according to the triple HRRR model here, which is usually pretty good and kind of indicates where things are. You can see our local mountaintops here are mainly being affected with a lot of rain with relatively warm temperatures across the region. Even thunderstorm activity over parts of to our east. Pretty amazing stuff. Haven't really seen a nor'easter ever do this before. This is kind of unprecedented. So keeping a very close eye on this. This is going to be quite the storm, but the saving grace is that temperatures are warming up. We'll have to see if this trend continues or if it's false. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.